I'm Dangerous, and I knew something was happening. This thing was fucking falling down. Okay. Fucking stay up. Hi everybody, welcome to another fun-filled episode of Let's Talk Anime. I'm Dangerous, and guess what? It's Pride Month, and I think I am on time for once. Please let me be on time for once for this episode. Pride Month is that time of the year where we celebrate and respect the members of the LGBTQIA+ community. I mean, technically we should be doing that 365 days of the year, but some people aren't ready to have that conversation yet. Am I right, Pat Robertson of the 700 Club? You know, aside from people celebrating and being proud of their sexualities and gender identities, Pride Month is also a remembrance of a certain event that happened, the Stonewall riots. So we're gonna need an anime that embodies LGBTQIA+ pride, as well as talks about maybe, a rebellion or an uprising or people standing up to greater powers that try to discriminate upon them. So instead of talking about revolutionary girl Utena, we're gonna talk about number 6. Look, Utena is going to happen at some point, but I feel like this one has to be talked about, okay? I'll be honest. For Pride Month, I was 100% set on doing Orin High School Host Club. However, thanks to my producer, you can thank her for this, she suggested number 6. And I'm sitting there thinking,
what's number 6?
Like, I've heard of a lot of anime through the grapevine, okay? I've heard of some really obscure stuff, but number 6, this was something that never popped up on my radar. Hell, I was actually really curious about it, so I gave it a shot and wow, it's good. It's really good. This is a series that I feel like everybody needs to watch. I mean, yeah, I talk about you need to watch a whole bunch of different series, but this series in particular, it's unique. So to understand its uniqueness, we gotta understand the creator. And who better than to understand the inner workings of the mind of Atsuko Asano? Miss Asano hails from the Okayama Prefecture. She graduated from Aoyama Gakuin University with a Bachelor's of Letters degree. Sounds kind of fancy, right? While in college, she did some writing and, she enjoyed doing the writing. But it wasn't until after she graduated and spent 2 years as a temporary teacher that she was able to finally publish her first work. What was her first work? Well, the year was 1991, and her first novelization was of a series known as Hotaru-kan Monogatari. But that was just the start of her greatness. You see, in the year 1997, she won the Noma Prize for Juvenile Literature Award for her book series known as Battery, which, fun fact, was later made into a movie. You see, her work Battery was so popular, she won the Children's Publication Culture Award in 2005, okay? And that's kind of a big deal. I mean, look at it. Your book won 2 awards and it was already made into a movie, okay? Move over, J.K. Rowling. No, seriously, move the fuck out. We don't accept tourists like you. Miss Asano's work has been seen in magazines. She's been featured in Mainichi Shimbun, which is one of Japan's major newspaper companies. And in her spare time, she enjoys to read mystery books. Oh, and she's also a member of the Japanese Communist Party. It's not like that's gonna play a major part in this episode. Spoiler alert, it is. But hey, enough about her. Let's talk about the series number 6. What makes this such a LGBTQIA+ episode, as well as featuring a socialist uprising? Well, we gotta understand the plot of the series. So, get ready for this. This is what the plot is. Ahem, Mother Nature, Wasp, Karen. And that's the plot of number 6. Okay, fine. Okay, this is the real plot of number 6, okay? Get ready. World's fucked up. There's only 6 habitable areas. Some shady shit happens. And, yaoi. Listen, there's a whole lot that goes on in number 6. And I feel like I really don't want to deny you all from actually seeing it. Just take my word on some of these things. But we can talk about the characters. Our first character is Shion. Shion he's a sweet boy. That's all I gotta say about him. He is a sweet and pure boy who deserves nice things, okay? That's basically his character. Yes, he can be a bit naive, but listen, this boy is too pure for this world. Sort of. He's too pure. But one major downside about the kid, he's privileged. And I mean hella privileged. But he learns, and that is what's important. Our next character is Nezumi, also known as Rat, and also known as Eve. He is super cynical, and he's kind of, sort of, most definitely an ass. Nezumi is so cynical, he just doesn't give a shit. I mean, change that. He does, if it concerns Shion, okay? But other than that, he doesn't care. I mean, a lot of times he will most likely just go on a fucking rampage if it means he can protect Shion in the process. Nezumi will do the things that Shion should not do to maintain that purity, because deep down inside, Nezumi, damn it, cares a lot. Despite his gruff exterior, he cares a lot. Oh, and on the side, he is a stage performer. Goes by the name Eve. Dresses like a woman. Our next characters, you have Rikiga and Dog Keeper. First, Rikiga. He's an ex-journalist turned porn distributor / pimp. Dog Keeper, on the other hand, is very different. You see, Dog Keeper was raised by dogs, and yeah, they are very, very brash, very aggressive, and they rent out dogs to people to stay warm. Let's be honest, who doesn't want to cuddle up to a dog to stay warm at night? I mean, can you say no to a little doggy? Seriously, can you? And I know you're wondering, why am I saying they? Well, Dog Keeper is non-binary. I told you this episode had some gender non-conforming people. Our next character is Shion's mom, Karen. She's not a Karen. I mean, technically you could say she started off as a Karen, but now she's not a Karen. She's just Karen with an A. But Karen is just such a caring mother. She loves her son so much. Reminds me of my mom. And finally, we have Safu. Oh man, I hate to do this. I'm just gonna say it. She occupies space. This anime features homosexuality, and if you hadn't noticed, yeah, the main couple is Shion and Nezumi. This is what I mean by Safu being a space occupier. She will get up, go up to Shion, okay? Confess how she feels about him, okay? Lay it on hard. Basically, will write down in the sky, hey, I like you, I wanna be with you, I want you to basically put a baby in me, okay? Shion does not give a shit. Safu's main position throughout this entire anime is to be a Shion simp. And this girl is smart. She doesn't realize that Shion does not have a thing for her. She doesn't need to be there. I'm almost debating at this point right now if they actually got rid of her altogether from the entire series, would the plot change much? Could you rework the plot and still get the same ending? And I'm starting to think you can. So, you're probably wondering, what does a socialist uprising have to do with this anime? Well, it's simple. Basically in this anime, you've got the elite, okay? They set the standards and they determine who gets what in their society, okay? Then you got some people who do not agree with it. So instead of going with the flow, they decide to get together and rise up against these oppressive powers and to liberate the proletariat, as they are the ones who also deserve respect and to be treated equally and fairly like the elite have been. The elite does not get to have the choice of having all the power. Instead, the power should be distributed equally among the people. It's actually all right here in my Let's Talk Anime manifesto. But other than that, this anime is a good representation of Pride Month, gender non-conforming people, homosexuality, as well as featuring an uprising. Remember, Pride Month isn't always just about going around telling the world who you are and, what's your sexuality or gender identity, regardless if you're gay, bi, non-binary, or whatever. It's also a time to remember the Stonewall riots, the event that kicked it all off. The day where people weren't allowed to express who they were. Instead, they had to constantly live under what society has deemed worthy for them. They had to live the roles that society told them to live. And just like in number 6, they chose not to, and they stood up. And as a result, major changes happen. Are these changes perfect? No, but they are changes that we can be proud of, and they are changes that we can keep working towards to make things better. Isn't that right, Lindsey Graham and Rick Santorum? These are changes we should be improving upon. But hey, that was a good LGBTQIA++ episode of Let's Talk Anime. As usual, I'm your host, The Ranger Russ. If you like this episode, do me a favor and like, comment, subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, hit the bell icon so you can get notifications when we upload new episodes. And follow us on the other social media places, like the Twatch or the Twitch or the Twitter, definitely Twitter. And tune in next time where I might even get a letter from those people whom I mentioned in this episode. Who knows? But until then, peace out. Our first character? You're not doing that now. Not now. Not fucking now.